5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
We all know it's true. Security at every level of the airport. Absolutely ridiculous until you get to baggage claim. Then it's like, take whatever bag you want. Have a great rest of your day. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the 6th day of December, the year 2025, the latest it's ever been.
In the history of mankind. So, speaking of baggage claim, this is how I got half my stuff. I just took a couple trips to the airport.
Walked away with the gray suitcase. It looks like everybody else's and thought it was yours. Oh, well.
Yeah. By the way, I did not realize that you wore Spider-Man underwear.
Hey, well.
Hey.
You got to feel like a superhero some part of the day. We have a great show for you and the person that might still be sleeping next to you. We're going to be meeting Holly. Holly's with Lifescape Community Services, and we've had Lifescape on before, but never Holly before. So looking forward to hearing what Holly does with Lifescape. And about
Holly with her two cats.
Holly with her two cats, who will probably make numerous appearances during our chat. So I'm looking forward to that. Veda's laying by, although she's just left the room now. She'll probably make her appearance here too. Our wonderful family dog. And who knows what'll show up in Tom's studio this morning. You just never know. You just never know.
Well, we got a bear.
The one thing we do know, the stuffed animals, when there's 600 plus of them, at least one of them are going to make an appearance. And
we got at least two of them. They hadn't been on the show yet. Hey, guys. Okay, there you go. God, they're always wanting to cut me out.
Are they trash talking you, Dave, for the game? Are they really excited about the Bears-Packers game for tomorrow?
Oh no, they're Packer fans. They're Packer Bears. Yeah, they're Packer Bears. Yeah.
Awesome. We'll talk more about that. But first, we do need to take care of some business. So let's do this first. Our race to 10 currently has Tom in the lead by a score of 4-3. And our big number of the week this week is not that big, but you'll know why it's big when I tell you the story later. 433 is the answer. Black Friday or bones? Just look at the bones.
I sent you mine.
You sent it already. We have up for grabs today a $25 Chilango's Authentic Mexican Cuisine gift card, courtesy of our friend, the Waterman. Thank you, Waterman. We appreciate you for this gift card and for sponsoring our last masked karaoke trivia contest, where this week, Tom, was it Thursday or Friday? I forget. The days all run together. Tracy Foltz from Medicare 411 and myself, we delivered the actual check. You saw the big check at the event.
Yeah,
that was a fake one for photos.
That's the one I want. That's the big check.
I hate to break it to you kids, but that was a fake check just for show. But the real check got delivered this week. The $5,000 grand prize, courtesy of Medicare 411. For our mass karaoke trivia contest, and also a $500 bonus check prize to Marshmallow's Hope. They got both of those checks because they were responsible for getting the most people in the audience. They sold the most tickets to the event. So congratulations to Marshmallow's Hope for winning not only the grand prize of $5,000 from Medicare 411, but also the $500 bonus prize for the majority of the tickets sold at the event. How much fun. That was awesome.
That was cool.
We are looking at a date in March and either late September or early October to do the mass karaoke trivia contest again. So look for version 4.0 of the contest with a bigger grand prize coming up in March. Very, very, very excited about that.
You can't keep going too much bigger.
Don't stop me now. All right. I'm
having a good time.
Let's get to our guest before she falls asleep. Her cats probably won't let her sleep. I bet her cats wake her up at 4 a.m. every morning. We're going to be chatting today with Holly. Do I have a big graphic for Holly? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, Holly. So let me do this way instead. I want to go boom, 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 and then bring on Holly this way. Holly is the, I believe if I got this right, the volunteer director at Lifescape Community Services. And welcome to the show. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you were able to jump on with us today. And we want to learn a little bit about you. So I'm going to take this off the screen and find out about all things Holly. But the first thing we need to know, Holly, is how do you say your last name? Is it DePuy?
DePuy.
DePuy.
You were close. You're closer than most.
Well, the Y screams at me. Notice me. Say something about me. And you say no. Don't say the Y. Say DePuy.
Yeah, even our DJ at our wedding butchered it. So
I've DJ'd a lot of weddings, and I've unfortunately butchered a couple names over the years. Nothing worse than I did one for a friend's daughter at the Hoffman House in Rockford.
Oh yeah.
And because they never wrote down how they wanted to be introduced, I assumed they're something, and never make that mistake again, because I said the wrong family name completely. I didn't even say their name.
Oh gosh.
And they're like, no, their last name is this. I was like, oops.
At least you said it was a friend, right? At least
it was one of the family's last names, but it wasn't the right one that they were taking on. So
yeah. That's funny.
Don't do that. DJ.
As long as it wasn't the ex-boyfriend's last name.
No, that would have been bad.
No. So we'd like to know a little bit about you, Holly. Where did you grow up? Are you a lifelong Midwesterner, Illinoiser? Where did you grow up?
Yeah, born and raised in DeKalb, and I still live here. I've never even moved out of city limits.
So you went to
So you're a Barb.
I'm a Barb, yep.
Lifetime Barb. Did your elementary and middle school also go by the Barbs, or did they have other mascots?
I was a Lancer. I went to St. Mary's for the first chunk of middle school. And then I think DeKalb Middle School were still Barbs. I can't remember, to be honest.
That's funny you say that, because I was thinking that actually this week. First off, I think you're like the third or fourth Lancer we've had on the show.
Really?
Right? I think we're up to like 3 or 4. Because just a couple of weeks ago, we had someone on that was a Lancer. But yeah, my elementary was the Lakeview Dragons. And then at Bay Lane, I was like, well, the high school was the Warriors. Was the Bay Lane the Warriors? I don't remember what Bay Lane's mascot was. I was only there for 3 years. I guess it didn't matter that much. I played on the basketball team, though. I should have known that. I should have known.
Yeah.
So you graduated from DeKalb High School.
Yeah.
And then what? What happened after high school with you?
Yeah, I went to Kish College. So I guess I was a Cougar for a couple of years to get my prereqs done. And then I transferred to NIU. So I graduated as a Husky.
All right. Tom's got his Husky.
I saw that back there. I'll ignore the Packers stuff, but I'll look at the Husky stuff.
Hey, tomorrow's going to be
That's right. It is going to be good. So after college, did you jump right into a volunteer coordinating type role, or what kind of work have you done before getting into
No, I actually just got promoted and took this position over in the last month with Lifescape.
Okay.
I was a nursing assistant for 10 years, I think. I did a program through high school at Kish College that I was able to do it when I was in high school. And that made me learn that I never wanted to do bedside care after 10 years of it. So
it's not for everybody. It's really,
I graduated with a degree in public health, and out of college, I started at the Kane County Health Department. So I was based out of Elgin. I was doing a lot of like youth prevention, stuff like that. I was there for a few years, and then COVID hit. And so I was repurposed to do all of that stuff. And then my first job with Lifescape was actually in DeKalb as their volunteer coordinator. They had just gotten DeKalb County for volunteer coordinator, but I wasn't in that for a couple months before I moved to the health and wellness coordinator. And I've been doing that for the last about 4 years. So I just traveled from county to county and did fitness classes with seniors at churches, senior centers, living facilities, stuff like that. And then just this last month, moved up again to the volunteer programs manager. So kind of a full circle.
I think there's some people who don't realize just how wide a scope Lifescape has. It's like 10 or 11 or 12 counties, right? It's a lot of space.
Yeah, we've expanded. I think we're at 11. We've expanded more in this last year. We now are in McHenry County doing Meals on Wheels out there. We've got an office in Lake County. And then, we've got all of the ones that we service over here in Northwestern Illinois too.
little more population condensed in McHenry and Lake County compared to what you're doing out in Joe Davies or Stevenson
Or
or Kendall.
Carroll, or yeah, absolutely.
What a difference. Hey, so you, in your years of working with Lifescape, have probably traveled to a lot of these areas and places and seen a lot of Northern Illinoisers.
Yes, I was probably one of the most ones traveling. Going to Galena to do our caregiver support class, and going to Carroll County, and the cats are fighting. Sorry. Yeah, I was always pretty much in a different county each day, which was nice. Nice to see variety and different people. And sometimes a 2.5-hour drive to Galena isn't the most fun, but when the weather's nice, it's not bad.
Right. It's a fun drive in the spring or the fall, maybe not so much in the winter or even the depths sometimes, but yeah, that's something else. So of all the people that you've met over the years, I bet you could tell some really fun stories of interactions you've had with some clients and people that you've helped. And first off, are people that Lifescape serves, are they referred to as clients, or what is the term you use at Lifescape?
Yeah, we use clients.
Okay.
Yep.
I know some organizations use different terms to talk about who they're serving.
For me, a lot of times I call them participants because they're participating in a health and wellness, a fitness class, but the whole scope of Lifescape overall, they're considered clients.
And is there a service or event or something that Lifescape does or provides that most people either wouldn't realize that you guys do? Is there something that's like, oh, I didn't realize you did that kind of comes up in conversation once in a while?
I think sometimes some of the health and wellness classes, some of the more rural areas don't realize, or they don't realize it's free to them. It's free to the participant and it's free to the location. So all we have to do is try to promote it to get people there. So sometimes especially our caregiver class that we've really vamped up these last couple of years, caregivers aren't always looking for a class focused on them. They're more looking sometimes for information on the one they're caring for. Right. And so that's been a big one that people don't realize we have until they start taking it, and then they end up loving it.
That's I think in the last, I don't know, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like in the last 3 or 4 or 5 years that there has been more of an emphasis on the caregivers realizing that our mental health only has so much capacity. We need to be taking care of those who are taking care of us too. Yep. And that's been a good change.
Yeah. You really have to take care of the caregiver. I think so often people are so focused on getting their loved one to the next appointment or making sure that they're taking their meds and keeping everything in line that then their own health starts to slip and fall, or they just get burnt out. They're stressed. A lot of times when it's family caregiving, there's a lot more factors that go into that. And so just giving them the time that we meet each week is great. They get away for a little bit, but then also teaching them tips and tricks and resources, because sometimes it's hard to Google and find resources because you don't know what to click on, what to trust. So it's nice that we can have it all wrapped in one package for them.
Having a good resource, which maybe this is a good time to actually bring up the website that you guys have, because you have a wonderful resource online, lifescapeservices.org, and we'll put that on the screen here, and we'll also put the link in the chat because we want people to be able to just one click go right to this resource and see all the stuff that you have going on here. So let's highlight some stuff. What would be a good place to go? Why is this not going? To activate chat, enable channels here. Oh, there's Restream does new stuff. Restream does new stuff. And I don't know.
And they don't tell you.
Well, I'm sure there's an email that says it's there. But I don't know why it's not doing what it normally does right now. Edit channels. I don't want to edit the channels. I just want to. This is different. So anyway, tell us a little bit about the website. What we can.
Yeah. So the very first, drop down, it's services, and it'll pull down all of our different departments. So, we have our information, our senior, there you go, nutrition, adult day program, senior choice. I mean, the list goes on and on. So senior choice is a big one that individuals in Rockford use. It helps with assistance with applications, license plate sticker discount, LIHEAP, tax preparation discounts. They are a very busy department and they do so much for our clients, which is amazing. There's transportation services. We also have caregiver support. We have a caregiver advocate within Senior Choice that does virtual support groups for those that can't get out of the home, but still want to, be part of a support group. And then she also does in-person ones as well.
All right, let me see. Nope, that's not it either. This is a new one, Restream. You're throwing me a curveball today, my friends. What's going on?
Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, this is usually the chat just happens automatically. So why this is going, I know I can get away around it by doing something else. I can do this and this and this and that. Look at that. There it is on the screen, just like I want it, just the way I want it, just a different way. Lifescapeservices.org. Okay. So, like I said, there's so many different services to check out on the website. Senior Choice. You got some, is this just Spanish speaking?
Yeah.
Into the website. So you got that on there too. Family caregiver support we were just talking about, grandparents raising grandchildren, senior health insurance. Shout out to our, again, friends at Medicare 411. Between them and Lifescape, you should be getting the information you need to figure out what exactly that you need. Senior oral health, tax assistance, transportation. And that's the biggie, because people see the trucks out delivering meals and then it's not a stretch to think, oh, they also will pick you up and take you to doctor appointments and stuff like that if needed.
Yep. We just ask that you call enough ahead of time just because some of the spots do fill up pretty quick, but we've got buses out there and people out there driving them for you.
That's all. Are your bus drivers and meal delivery folks, are they all volunteers or are some of them paid like employees? How does that all work?
It's mixed. A lot of them are paid employees. We do have some of our volunteers that do the Meals on Wheels. Actually, like in Belvedere, we are revamping that Meals on Wheels program right now. And that's like our number one volunteer need is for deliveries. And those are all volunteers. But at Lifescape, actually in Rockford, it's a mix. We've got some of our retired senior volunteer program individuals that love to do it. And then we've also got employees as well.
Okay. Again, all this is on lifescapeservices.org. All the Meals on Wheels stuff and
there's applications on there if anyone's ever interested.
Find a congregate near you for if you want to have dinner at a dining site. Are those pretty much set daily, weekly? Do those change often? Or where are those locations normally?
No, so a lot of the senior dining sites like Valley View, downtown Rockford, or close to downtown Rockford is one of them. They're pretty much set in stone where they're at.
So you become a regular at one of the senior dining sites if that's something that you'd like to do and have a little mix and mingle with your meal. Nutrition education. And of course, the thing we really want to get into is the volunteer opportunities today.
Yes.
You said Boone County's big right now looking for drivers.
Yep. Drivers, delivers for Meals on Wheels. We're really trying to make the process there how it is in all our other counties that we have Meals on Wheels. So meaning, you dedicate every Monday, I'll do Route A. That way we don't have like a rotating schedule where, is Greg coming in? Is Holly coming in? Who's doing this one? Who's doing that one? So just streamlining everything. So we have the same process, the same rules. Everyone is on the same page across all our different counties for Meals on Wheels. That's
pretty important to know too, that when you volunteer for something like this, that is as well organized as this is, you're not just getting thrown in to do something different every time. You can find your niche, you can find your thing. And if it's 1 day a week, or if it's 3 days a week, whatever it is your time schedule allows, it can plug you into that sort of thing. And once you've gotten up to speed, I imagine then you can be a little bit more flexible with, can you take over this route this week? We need a fill in. Someone's
because appointments happen, emergencies happen, but it's nice too when you do the same route, you get to know the people you're delivering food to as well, because it's for us, we knock on the door. They have to answer. We have to hand them the food. We don't just leave the food and walk away because it's a wellness check for them as well. So we call the caseworker if they don't come to the door. So it's nice because you get to kind of form those relationships too with them.
It's
I was
go ahead, Tom.
Well, I was going to say it's really interesting because for a long time, my dad, who passed away about 8 years ago now, he lived with us for 12 years. He was getting meals from, well, essentially Meals on Wheels, but Lifescape, and I never knew the scope of what Lifescape did. So this is really good because we're all learning that it's more than just delivering meals. It's helping people get from point A to point B. It's offering services and such. So I think this is a really good thing.
Yeah, I think people see the Meals on Wheels delivery, and so like the trucks out there, and so they think like, oh, Lifescape just does Meals on Wheels, and that's one of the biggest things when I do outreach is, have you heard of Lifescape? Do you use Lifescape? And everyone first thing they say is Meals on Wheels. I mean, that's probably the largest, but there's so many other departments and other things that go on as well.
Right. So if somebody wants to get to plugged in, you've got the application right there on the website. Go to lifescapeservices.org, click on that volunteer tab, and you'll find it all right there.
And if you're over the age of 55, we have our AmeriCorps Senior RSVP, which is great because we are able to do a lot of like volunteer recognition events. We really treat our volunteers very well on that side too. So we're always looking for 55 and older or younger. You know, we can literally we rely on volunteers, so we can use them whenever we can get them.
Are these flyers for the 2026 events? Are these from
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because those look like their last year's. I know she's trying to figure out, Carly is now the marketing and fund development. So she's working on revamping the website.
Okay. So there's new events will be coming. This is 2025.
I do know early bird registration is already open though for the 4th of July race too. So she did tell me that.
Is that in Rockford?
Yep.
So the 4th of July race with Lifescape, early registration should be up somewhere.
Oh, you were just at it. If you go to events.
Oh, there we go. Wait, every time we play music, we got to be careful. You never.
Yeah.
Get knocked off. So check out lifescapeservices.org for all this stuff. And if someone is looking to be employed, are there currently any openings?
There is, yeah.
For employment. General application and health promotion coordinator is the two that are showing up on the website here today. General application for full-time and part-time positions. So even if you're not looking for a full-time job, there might be part-time positions at Lifescape. About how many, this might not be a question for you specifically, but maybe you have roughly roughly how many people Lifescape employs?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. Now that we've expanded into Lake County, because we have the 2 offices in Rockford.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with 11 counties to serve, like there's got to be dozens of people that are employed and even more that volunteer every month.
Yeah, I don't even know if I could make a good guess because we've got the office in Rock Falls. We've got our adult day program.
Yeah. So there are job openings
after Friday because we have our holiday work party. So if everyone shows up, then I'll have a better answer.
Well, I'm curious about something. Is Lifescape just like Northern Illinois, or is there California? Is there Lifescape Florida, Lifescape Texas?
Nope,
or is it
just up here.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And how it's been built over the years.
It's one of those things that you look at and you kind of wonder, isn't that like a franchise thing? Isn't that like a nationwide thing? Because it's so well run and so well done that you guys kind of assume it must be all around the country. So,
and it's quite well known too. It gives the appeal to me that, oh yeah, no, this started in California in 1946 or whatever. But this is really incredible, and to know that it started here. Yeah. Did it literally start in Rockford or?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
I'm getting an education today. I don't know about you, Greg. But...
Well, this page right here, this page with the about section of the website, and you see the mission statement. It's like, okay, that's great. And then you scroll down. It's like, look at all the stuff that these people do. It's amazing. There's just so many areas where they're helping out our senior population around here. And then here's all your wonderful people that help make that all happen on the leadership team and the board of directors, and probably some names that on there that you've heard or seen before around the Northern Illinois area. So thanks to all these folks for our doing great work for our seniors in the 815 and beyond area here in Northern Illinois. For those that maybe cannot volunteer their time, but can maybe donate a few bucks, there's a donate tab on here. Is there, do you have like a end of year push for, is there a goal for donations for the year? Anything like that people can maybe latch onto as we wrap up 2025?
Not that I know of. That would be Carly. She's the one that, is now going out there and trying to get donations and whatnot. I think we're just happy and lucky to have anything that anyone donates. We are a nonprofit, so we function on grants, a lot of funding. So anything, any little bit always helps.
I think we're going to see an uptick in grant applications in 2026. I think that's a pretty easy one to guess on. I also believe we're going to see a large uptick in grant opportunities and possibilities. So keep your eyes and ears out there, especially those organizations that are maybe taking a little bit of a hit in the funding for the next year. Look to keep an eye out, and hopefully we can get some resources here on the podcast too to help people find these things that are out there for our local not-for-profits, so they can we all may need to back off a little bit on some of the services we offer. That's just the way of economy and life, but hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully we can at least strengthen the best parts of all of our local not-for-profits and keep them going and growing strong. But any little bit helps. So if you have felt blessed by Lifescape, maybe kick back a donation at the end of the year. And the information is right there on the screen. You can use PayPal. You can do a phone call. You can click on the screen and donate now through the website as well. So that's all on there. Anything else that we didn't ask you about this morning that you wanted to make sure we touched on before we get into some Tom trivia for the morning?
I think just that caregiver class that I had talked about, we are going to be starting 3 of them in January in the Rockford area, like in Rockford. So, we're going to be doing one in the morning at Naya, one in the afternoon at Lifescape, and then another one in the evening at our adult day program. So we're just pushing for registrations for that. Trying to get the word out, trying to get those caregivers to know that those resources are available to them.
Okay. And is that something that you would only put on the website, or do you have a Facebook presence as well?
It's on the Facebook.
Okay. So let's see. Usually.
Did his internet cut out?
Well, I don't know.
I think he froze.
Yeah, I think he froze. It's probably cold in his new house, so I don't know. What's an awkward moment? Oh, you look frozen too now. Oh, no okay.
I'm just really still.
So how many counties is Lifescape in? That's the other question I had. Total, 7, 8, something like that?
11, I think.
Okay.
Let me check that before I...
There, we're waking up again.
There you are.
There we are. You were gone.
Everything kind of rebooted and reset. Thankfully, it only took a minute. I was trying to get the Facebook page up for Lifescape, and it's loading, but it's loading oddly right now. So there must be some reconnecting going on. Yeah.
Well. Before we move on, I had a couple of questions floating around in my head when you were off in your adventure or whatever. Holly, is there ever a chance that maybe this thing could break out and go into another state, into another region? Maybe somebody moves to New York or California or something like that and opens up a Lifescape there. Is there ever a chance for that? Have you guys talked about that at all?
No, there are. I'm trying to think of how to word this. A lot of counties have something of the same. It might not be as large scale as Lifescape is, but there's Meals on Wheels here in DeKalb County. Lifescape doesn't do it, a different organization, but there
okay.
are a lot of maybe separate resources that aren't all at one location, one business in different counties. So I think we just kind of figured it out well with putting it all together in one. But I do know, there's so many different social
they're
service
just not
agencies
called
for
Lifescape or
seniors.
anything
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. It's just not called Lifescape. They've got a different
Yeah.
name.
My question was more designed towards are people being helped in other communities? But I guess they are. I mean, there's there's homes and shelters and whatever in every single town, in every single city, in every single state. So,
oh yeah,
just out of curiosity.
Well, we didn't get him in the chat this morning because Restream's being goofy with me, but we got him on the screen. and if you really just type in Lifescape and you go to Facebook, it'll probably pop up at one of the top options to click onto and check out all the stuff that's going on the Lifescape Facebook page, your address there in Rockford, the link to their website, and then updated events and stuff that are coming up there too. So be sure and check that out. All right, Tom, are you ready to do some trivia?
Yeah,
You're always ready to do some trivia. I'm ready to play this funky little video if it'll work for me. Please work for me this morning. Pretty please. Pretty please.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
All right.
I have my little Snoopy guy. He's out in the other room. I was going to bring him in and, put him on my shoulder or whatever. Anyway, okay, one quick question for you, Greg. Did Christy share with you any of Wednesday's trivia?
No.
We're good then. Okay, because some of the questions overlap. And if she shared it with you, then we'd be in trouble.
Did she say they came in fourth place again? I think that's what she said.
They did. They did. They would have come in third. They would have come in
the gifts. Holly, It's me and you against Tom's trivia. So we're working together to try to score some points on his 7 questions. So we'll do our best and see what we can do together here.
I'm not making any promises.
No, you're gonna be just fine.
Give us
all right
questions.
Cyber Monday, which took place last Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving. So I guess it was. Yeah. In what year did Cyber Monday start? Was it 2000 or 2005? In what year did Cyber Monday start? 2000 or 2005?
I don't know. I'm not feeling 2000. I think it was 2005.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with.
Yeah.
Well, your feelings sometimes lie, but not this time.
Oh, good.
You're good.
Way to
Here we
go.
got one.
2005.
I was getting help.
All
My
right.
husband put his hand up 5. He heard, so I got some background help here.
You get that.
All right, no, that's okay.
Forever.
You can phone a friend or phone a husband or look across the room at him. That's fine. All right. Number 2, cities. In which country is the city Marrakesh located? I'm going to give you 2 options.
Marrakesh.
Egypt or Morocco?
Marrakesh. I've never been to Egypt or Morocco.
I've never left the country, so
I'm pretty sure.
I went to Canada.
I'm fairly sure Marrakesh is mentioned in a James Bond movie, and I think it was in Morocco. So I'm unless you got something different, Holly, that's kind of what I'm feeling on that one. I don't know.
I'll let you take it.
I had to edit the song. I went ahead and played Marrakesh Express by and it's at da, 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 underneath Moroccan skies. So I had to take Moroccan out. It's Morocco.
Woo-hoo!
Very good. And I didn't realize it until a little before that we were going to do it. And I thought, because I really want to play the song, so I'm listening. Oh crap! It's right in the second verse. So,
I bet it would have went over a lot of people's heads, though. I bet people would have been like,
it might have, because it was underneath Moroccan skies. People probably wouldn't have heard it, but anyway.
All right.
All right, now this one might be a tough one. This one might be a tough one. I'm not going to. All right. I'm not going to give you a 50-50 on this, but I am going to tell you what it's not.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. What is the Oxford Dictionary's 2025 word of the year? And technically it's 2 words.
2 words.
It is not 6, 7. It's not. Because a lot of people said that.
Oh. Yeah.
This is a bad one.
I did hear this one
Huh?
recently though. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna feel dumb when we hear it, but that's okay.
Well, I'm going to read it one more time, and I am going to give you another little hint. What is the Oxford Dictionary's 2025 word of the year? It's technically 2 words. It's not 6, 7, but it does invoke anger. It's anger based.
Oh no, like road rage, but not road rage. That was a word already a long time ago.
You got one of the words.
Cyber rage, something rage. I bet something rage. What's the new rage in 2025?
Oh goodness.
New rage isn't necessarily the second part of that, you know.
Okay,
not.
so rage is the first word.
Yeah.
Oh, rage. Rage what? Rage driving? Rage.
Rage room.
All good guesses, by the way.
Well, I'm bailing on this one. I
Think of an angry fisherman.
Rage baiting.
Rage baiting.
Rage bait. Yes,
Rage
rage
bait.
bait. I can't really give you that one. I give you way too many hints.
My husband said it too.
Rage,
I'm over here trying to listen to what he's saying.
don't fall. Don't fall for the rage bait. When you're scrolling through Twitter and Facebook and you get those comments that come from the keyboard warriors, don't take the bait.
Yeah.
Unless you know that person personally and have met them face to face, they're just some faceless creep from who knows where. So leave it alone.
Yeah.
Have no life. They just sit on their computer all day long, 24/7, to anger people and hack accounts and whatever.
And if it's someone that you know personally and you've met them face,
and every once in a while, I'll get up and have lunch. And
take
then
the
you go back
conversation to
it.
your
Oh, wait.
messages. All right.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So, did you watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Not yet, but
not this year.
Well, okay, but you've seen it before. All right. Whose cigar sparked the fire that burned down Clark Griswold's Christmas tree in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Say that again?
Whose cigar sparked the fire that burned down Clark Griswold's Christmas tree in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Was it Uncle Eddie?
It wasn't Uncle Eddie.
It was like a grandparent, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, the grandpa. The old, yeah.
Greg, you're on the right track here.
I don't remember his name.
Her dad?
I do know they sang the national anthem once it happened. Doesn't she start singing the national anthem when the tree goes up?
I don't. It's been such a long time since I've seen it. I'm going to have to see it again.
I don't remember the grandpa's name.
Uncle Louis.
Uncle Lou.
Uncle Louis.
Uncle Louis.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, these are more difficult.
The grandma or the aunt who makes the jello that puts the cat food in the jello. She starts singing, I think, the national anthem as the tree goes up in smoke, and it's funny. It's pretty darn funny.
Cat food in the jello?
She put cat food in the jello, and that's one of the kids.
Do you think they were pecans or something?
They're all eating it, and they're like, "Oh, this is actually good." Oh, look. And then the kid goes, "This is cat food." Funny.
I can tell because I want to scratch. All right, here we go. All right. What is the name of the hairless English bulldog and French bulldog mix that was crowned the winner of the 2025 World's Ugliest Dog Contest? It is also the name of a flower.
Petunia.
Petunia is what I was going to say.
Petunia is correct.
All right.
Nicely done.
It was a French bulldog, right? I think it was the winner of the. I think it was a French bulldog.
We have 2 left. They are 6 and 7.
Oh, thank you.
My grandkids are ruining me. They are right. I have 2 grandsons. They're 10 and 8. And hey, Grandpa, you know what my favorite number is? What is it? 6, 7. It's like, go away, kid. Go away. Make me a sandwich, kid.
It's not
All
going
right.
away anytime soon, Tom. You know why?
Why?
Because this year's junior class in high school, next year will be the class of 6, 7. They'll be graduating in 7, but finishing in the beginning of the school year in
Beginning
6.
in 6. Yeah, 6. That'd be the theme. 6,
It's
7.
not going away. Yeah, not for a while.
2026, 2027. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, this here, think about this one. It should not be difficult. What cartoon character was used as the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade balloon? Hint, it was a feline.
Ooh. The first cat balloon at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Garfield.
Yeah.
So Garfield is the
No,
first
no,
one that
no.
comes to
No,
mind.
Garfield wasn't even created until like 1978 or
Before
something.
Garfield, like in the age of Mickey Mouse, wasn't there like a Felix the cat or something like that? Kind of a
There was, yeah.
skinny looking.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it could
Is that
very
what-
well be. That's your final answer?
Give us Felix, please.
Make that your final answer and you're good. Yes, Felix
Final
the cat.
answer.
I emphasized, Garfield didn't even exist until mid to late 70s, 77, 78, something like that. So for that reason, because a lot of people said Garfield because it makes sense.
It does.
Garfield's
Yeah.
been a part of the parade for a long time. All right, final question. Holly, I'm sorry, it's a Packer question. Because a lot of times what we'll do is we'll do local trivia, which wouldn't necessarily help you anyway, or we'll do Packer trivia. Well, if you're not from Rockford, it's usually Rockford or Loves Park, and it's sometimes deep, like what year did such and such a factory open up?
Oh, yeah.
So, but you're getting a 50-50 on this one. Greg and Howie, but mostly Greg because he's the resident Packer fan. There you go. I should have wore that because it matches my. Yeah, there
Nice.
you go. Anyway,
Nice.
where did Hall of Famer now? Well, Packer Hall of Famer Sterling Sharp. No, he's a regular Hall of Famer now. Where did Sterling Sharp attend college? Was it South Carolina or North Carolina?
I'm pretty sure it was South Carolina. I think he was in one of the southern states.
Do you agree, Holly?
Sure.
Yeah.
Agree.
Wise to agree. There you go. There you go.
Well,
That is it. South
We'll
Carolina.
take 5 out of 7 today, Tom.
5 out
pretty
of
good.
7 is really good.
That's pretty damn good. I'm happy with 4. Anytime I can get 4, I'm very, very happy.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
good morning,
no,
Carly.
that's,
By the way, Carly's watching us on our Instagram feed this morning. Good morning to you,
I
Carly.
know. She texted me and said she was watching.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. Well, good job. Thanks for the help, Holly, and thanks for all the good information today. Is there anything that we did not ask you today that we want to make sure we touch on before we let you go about your wonderful weekend?
I don't think so. I think I pretty much touched on everything we've got going on. Always go to our Facebook. We post continuously on there. So that's where a lot of the information is going to be if you're not on our website. So
As long as you update your Facebook, I'm cool with that. I'm not on Facebook, but certain websites are never updated. And it drives me nuts. My buddy and I were looking for trivia one night, and it said, "Oh yeah, we do trivia every Tuesday night." This was a few years ago. We got there, we're all excited. The place not only is the place not doing trivia,
they're
the
not
business
open.
is closed. We're like, what the heck? It's like Bob's Thrift Shop now or something. But anyway,
Oh man.
it aggravates me to no end. I don't know where that came from. Forget the
Well,
last 45 seconds existed.
well, it happens. Sometimes your days run together too, and you forget what day it is. And it's like, oh, that's right. They're always closed on Mondays. They're not open Mondays.
Yeah,
What am I
well, this
doing?
was a case of somebody not updating their Facebook or whatever it was. So
All
anyway,
right. Well, Holly, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you sharing about Lifescape and what you do, and we'll look forward to helping you to promote your events in 2026. All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
All right. Have a great
all right,
rest
have
of
a
the
great Christmas.
Go Bears.
day.
No, yeah, and take the White Sox with you.
Take the White Sox with you. Go have a great
I'm
day.
a Cubs fan. It's okay.
So am I.
Okay.
So am I. That's why I said White Sox. I am definitely a Cubby fan.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Little
All right, our race to 10 again has me 1 point behind Tom currently right now at a score of 4-3. And this week's big number of the week, oh, it's so big, not 433 is the answer. Black Friday or Bones? Put your guess in the comments and just comment in general, because everyone that comments on the show today for the next few days anyway will be in the running to win this $25 gift card to Chilango's authentic Mexican cuisine. This place is great. It's right behind the Culver's on Harrison. So
okay.
behind the Culver's on Harrison is a Sunrise family restaurant, I think. And then
I think that is closed now, but yes. But
you're
yeah,
right.
you're
I think
right.
you're right. And then down
It's right next to it.
building from there is Chilango's. They are so good. And thanks to our guy, Lucas, the Waterman, for providing this gift card for giveaway today on the In Crowd 815 podcast. So put your guess in there now. Tom's got me his guess right there. One last check of the Instagram feed. Oh, hi, Fiddle something, who just joined us now on the Instagram.
Fiddlesticks? I know Fiddlesticks.
You know what? I'm going to give them a shout out because they're on there. Fiddlehead Soy Candles.
Oh, geez. Okay.
All one word. Fiddlehead Soy Candles joined the feed on Instagram. Good morning. And Blue 815 too. Probably Annette. Good morning, Annette. Good to see you. So our big number of the week this week, 433. Tom gave me his answer, but I forgot to check the feed there. Okay. You gave me your guess. I got to change the score. We'll start with this question, this story right here. People traveled over Thanksgiving holiday weekend in record numbers this last weekend. Between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday, according to the National Retail Federation, and I should say people shopped, not traveled, people shopped. 186.9 million people estimated went out and physically went shopping between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. I actually did go into a store on Cyber Monday. Or was it? No, it was Friday. It was Black Friday. I never go Black Friday shopping, and I wasn't out to do Black Friday shopping specifically, but I needed something. Thankfully, it was later in the day, but the stores were still pretty packed. 186.9 million.
Well, I did the same thing, but my bank is in Walmart. So I actually went to Walmart, killing two birds with one stone. Wood Forest Bank in Walmart is where I bank, and it's a wonderful bank. So sorry, free commercial.
Well, the shopping is up 3 million from last year's record. Black Friday, the most popular shopping day, 130.4 million shoppers. A record $11.8 billion was spent, according to this National Retail Federation. Cyber Monday, over 73, almost 74 million was spent. And Small Business Saturday, around 67 million spent over the Thanksgiving holiday shopping weekend. Tom's getting the points.
Ooh,
433
nice.
bones, Tom. Do you have a guess of what that might have to do with anything?
Well, we've bought the game Operation about 17 times in our lifetime, and there's probably 433 or whatever bones laying around the house.
Okay.
I have
No,
no idea.
the number of bones in the body is like 235 or 236.
206.
206. Okay. This is not always a good idea to be the best at something, because you can do something. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
Broken bones.
A famed stuntman,
Evil Knievel.
Evel Knievel, whose real name was...
Oh, crap. It's I believe he's a Jewish guy. I don't know. I don't remember.
Robert Craig Knievel. His last name really is Knievel.
It really is Knievel. Okay.
He spelled evil Evel. He wasn't evil. He was evil.
Yeah.
Evel Knievel holds the Guinness Book of World Records for the most broken bones in a lifetime.
Yep.
433 broken bones.
That's a deep one right there. I never would have come up with that. But yeah, I've heard that before. I didn't know the number, but I've heard that he holds the record for the most broken bones. He's obviously broken several bones more than once.
And his son, Robbie Knievel, took up the mantle, and he's been doing stunts too, but I don't think he's anywhere near the hundreds of bones that his father.
Well, let's hope not.
Does
that mean you're good at your craft, or you really suck? I mean, geez.
What was more epic, the attempted jump over the Grand Canyon or the motorcycle over the fountains in Vegas?
Motorcycle over the fountains in Vegas, because I believe he successfully did that.
That was pretty epic.
Canyon, I think he had a parachute and ended up going down on the parachute.
Well, for those who are too young to remember, Evel Knievel in the 70s did all these crazy stunts, and he said he was going to jump over the Grand Canyon it was like a rocket powered motorcycle, only he didn't do it like a motorcycle. He actually set up a rocket.
Yeah.
And what happened was he hit the ignition on this rocket. And unfortunately, it also triggered the parachute like almost simultaneously. So as the rocket ship blasted off from one side of the Grand Canyon, it didn't get even half a mile up into the sky or whatever before the parachute deployed and stopped him from progressing any further.
And then he just fell harmlessly to the bottom of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I think now there's no harm. I guess you could call it a foul, but mechanical difficulty. And it was so much hype because back in the 70s, middle to late 70s, Wide World of Sports covered him.
Well, you had 3 channels back then.
ABC's Wide World of Sports, man. Saturdays mornings was great with cartoons and then Wide World of Sports.
Thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. I still remember the skier coming off the thing, flailing skis and arms and all that. And the agony of defeat. I used to live for that. I don't know why.
Right?
I'm not some sadist. It's not like I wanted to see somebody hurt, but to me, it was like that's a signature moment in my life on Saturday mornings. I watched it Jim McKay was the announcer.
Yeah, did a lot of Olympic stuff and a lot of big game things. Jim McKay back in the day.
He was great. And then Howard Cosell did it too. I believe he's the one that did the announcing for Evel Knievel, doing most of his.
I think he did.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Tried to jump the Snake River too.
The Snake River, and that's one I think he actually did try to do on a motorcycle, and it didn't make it. Parachute got deployed on that one too, if I remember right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's wrapping up the main portion of our show today, but we do want to talk a little bit about the Green and Gold.
Green Bay Packers, the frozen tundra.
If you are like me and you, Tom, and I are fairly similar in our radio listening habits and such, you're hearing what I'm hearing. And that is that most of the pundits, even the ones on the score, are picking the Packers to win this game. All right. Get that. You know what? All right. You're doing it, so I'm going to do it too. I got it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I did not hear exactly what you said about most of the pundits. Oh, there we go. There we go.
You're hearing the same thing I'm hearing, probably, that even a lot of the talking heads on the score are picking the Packers to win this game this week. And I don't think I've heard any one of them other than a couple of the homers.
Yeah.
They're most of the pundits I'm hearing are picking the Packers to win at Lambeau and the Bears to win at Soldier Field. And both of these games got flexed.
They did. Did they?
Today's game was originally scheduled. Sunday's game was originally scheduled for noon.
I did not know that. Okay. All right. So 3:25. Yeah. I honestly think now I'm going to make some Bear fans mad. You know that I don't ever want to pick on Bear fans because you guys are the number 1 seed right now in the NFC.
You have a team to cheer for this year. Congratulations.
You do. You have a team to cheer for this year. So I'm not picking on Bear fans. I'm not picking on the Bears, but I am stating simple facts. The Packers, on paper, have a better team. They have a better team. Let's face it. They have a higher completion percentage. You get Caleb Williams out and around. Where he makes his money is running those 18-yard, 22-yard first downs where he slides or goes out of bounds. That won't happen against the Packers because most teams can't run outside because Quay Walker, who will be back, Edgerrin Cooper, they are too fast. It's for the same reason that Green Bay leads the NFL this is defensively, in 10-yard and 20-yard. How do I state this. Nobody throws for 10 yards or more or 20 yards or more.
That's
They're the number
yeah.
one team in both of those categories because of your safeties, Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams. And then you throw in Keyshawn Nixon and Javon Bullard and um, Carrington Valentine, who really got reamed for that non-tackle on Jameson Williams last
To
week.
beat the Packers with your offense, you have to beat them by that whole, death by 1,000 cuts thing. You gotta attack their linebackers, which means you got to get past that first line of defense, the defensive lineman with your run game. And the Bears have been doing that. So the Bears are probably going to run all over the Packers, but
I don't know. No, I
But-
don't think they will.
we'll
This
see.
is I'm sorry to disagree with you, but what I heard was that they're not going to run all just like Detroit didn't run all over the Packers.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs was held to less than 50 yards, and he didn't even have 100 yards total in 2 games against the Packers this year.
amazing.
See, that's the X factor.
That's
Why I interrupted you. I apologize for that. That's the X factor. They the Packers grade out, and I don't remember all the numbers, and it's not necessary anyway because I can give you a lot of numbers, and you're like, there's no way you're going to be able to check them. The Packers grade out as a top 5 defense against the run this year because of the fact. Now you had Devontae White, but he was also injured for about 4 or 5 weeks there for a stretch. So with Kobe Wooden there, with Nazir Stackhouse, with who's the other one? I'm talking about the fill-ins for Devontae Wyatt. Nazir Stackhouse.
Well, Carl Brooks.
Carl Brooks. There's one other one. He came from Georgia as well. Anyway, name escapes me. But with those 3 guys coming in, filtering in, you're going to have fresh legs all game long. Devontae Wyatt had a tendency to start losing it after the third quarter if the Packers defense had been on the field a long time. We're going to have fresh bodies coming in constantly.
True.
Who is it? It's the other rookie they got this year. I don't know why his name is escaping me, but anyway, and then Micah Parsons is all over the place. They're going to put him over the middle. They're going to put him over the and Chicago's rookie guard. I don't remember his name. He is not going to be able to handle Micah Parsons, so they're going to probably double and maybe even triple team him, which means Quay Walker. Edgerrin Cooper can come free on a blitz. I mean, these are best case scenarios for Green Bay. I really do believe that the Bears will not combined get 100 yards rushing. I think they lulled themselves into a false sense of security last
And
week.
that's a fair prediction because the Packers have been that good. I mean, other than the Carolina Panthers running back that just destroyed them.
Yeah. Well, they've made adjustments since then, and we also didn't have Devontae Wyatt back at that point.
So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. The Bears have such a great running team this year that if they can get past, if they can get to the linebacker level of the Packers, then the safety's got to start cheating up to take care of that. And once that happens, that could open up the deep ball. And Caleb Williams guy's a great arm. So this might be a game Bears fans see them throw deep a little bit more if the falls that way. The running game gets established, the safeties start cheating up. I don't know who the speed guy is on the Bears for the wide receiver core, but
Roma Dunze's out.
He's
out. So you've got DJ Moore would be the guy. Luther Burden's pretty good, but Zacchaeus is fast. But I don't see him. He's more of a possession receiver. He's more of one of like a scat back where he would get the ball coming out of the backfield on a pass and then get some yak yards after catch. And I don't see that happening a lot either. The Packers defense swarms to the football. They are fast and they are physical. And I think this is where this game's going to be won or lost. Never mind the offense. The Packers offense will score against a Bears defense that is, I want to say they're like 16th or 18th against the run. That's not good for the Bears. That's not good. Their secondary is good, but they rely on turnovers. Whenever you rely on something like that may or may not, that's like, I hit the lottery a few times. I'm waiting. I'm going to be hitting the lottery again. If you're waiting on something like that, then your house payment's not going to be made. because those are chance things. If you can rely on something that is actually proven, it's actually on paper, like you're the best tackling defense in the league. Okay, that's something you can rely on. But you can't rely on, well, we're going to rely on an interception here and there. No, Jordan Love's thrown 19 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions. One of those 3 was a tipped ball from his own guy out of his hands. So realistically, only 2 bad balls. But that's not true because he's thrown a couple of balls that should have been picked. So it does even out. Jordan Love isn't the greatest quarterback in the game, but he's up there.
He's good.
He's
and
probably
he's
he's a top 5. Yes, he's a top 5 quarterback, and he's unflappable.
Yeah.
And that is his greatest asset, better than his arm. But some of those balls that he throws are pinpoint accuracy. Oh my God, the guy is accurate. He's accurate like, dare I say, Aaron Rodgers.
He's made a few mistakes as far as intending to throw the ball away and not quite throwing it away enough. But he's learning from those mistakes. He's making them fewer and fewer times. And here's the other thing about the Packers that's got to make the Bears fans just sick. Even if Jordan Love either has a really bad day or gets injured, we have probably one of the best backups in all of the NFL. He's so good.
Malik Willis is undefeated with the Packers.
Is undefeated. So,
Yeah. And for the record, I know you're not saying, well, let's just bring in Malik Willis. No, let's not. Let's keep Jordan Love where he is.
I am saying I think it'd be a lot more fun if Matt LaFleur did some things with him on the offense on a more regular basis. A trick play once or twice.
Could not agree more. I have said the same thing. I would love to see Malik Willis come in the third quarter for a couple of drives. It just to throw a monkey wrench in it.
Yes,
I would.
Yes,
because I don't want to see Jordan Love out there in the middle of the fourth quarter. The Packers are up 31-10, and you've got Jordan Love out there taking angry hits because the Bears are mad and they want to just hit him. I don't want to see that. All of a sudden, now he's got a lacerated kidney.
I want to say both the Lions and the Bears have run plays where the quarterback has been a wideout. Mm-hmm. It's like, what is Jared Goff doing wide out on the left side what is he doing out there? He's a decoy. Or no, actually, they did throw him the ball. There was one time when
they're throwing him the ball.
He stepped back. They threw him the ball backwards so he could either run or pass. And then all bets are off. It just throws the defense into a mess, especially when you're in the red zone. So come on, LaFleur, get a little tricky, get a little gimmicky once. Defense honest, keep them on their toes. So
I want to see some kind of mix it up plays. I want to see some counter trays, they call them. I want to see some just some flea flicker. I just want to see some different things. The last game we played against Detroit, we didn't have that many penalties, not a lot of costly penalties. We won the game. We swept Detroit. And if nothing else, doesn't that speak volumes for your team? We swept Detroit. Detroit will not win that division. It's either going to be Chicago or Green Bay. And tomorrow is going to go a long way to determining who's going to win that division. I believe if Chicago wins tomorrow, they probably win the division, only because tomorrow will prove to me that Chicago really is for real. Right now, I'm not saying they're not for real. I'm not saying they're not a good team and they're not capable and worthy of winning that division, going deep into the playoffs. I'm not saying that at all, because I believe that's possible. But what I'm saying is I don't think they've been tested enough yet. Philly was not a test for the Bears. It just simply wasn't.
No,
Philly is
functional.
They are an emotionally damaged team. Nick Sirianni, there's a reason why you win the Super Bowl and they're still calling for your job. They're calling for his job again this year.
It is so weird.
And they were calling for his job a couple of years ago after he made the Super Bowl and lost to Kansas City. And then last year they won the Super Bowl beating Kansas City.
He's an emotional guy. He does emotional things, and
he's over there arguing with fans and all that. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Good for longevity in any sport, let alone the NFL. So
no. So I'm not. So the Bears winning these games. You look at how they've won the games. They won on. This is what I heard yesterday, and this makes a lot of sense. When they beat the Vikings went ahead with the 19-17 or whatever it was. and Chicago gets the ball on the goal line or on the 5-yard line. A 52-yard run back. You could read KOC's lips, Kevin O'Connell. You could read his lips. Threw out a word. It started with an F, and it wasn't football. But anyway, he and I mean, he had that smile on his face, like, "Are you kidding me?" You know, it was not a good moment. So they then could only muster 9 yards. They didn't even get a first down, and they ended up kicking about a 45 or 48-yard field goal. My numbers are off on that. I don't remember where it was, but it wasn't a 22-yard chip shot. We know that. It was a 40-something yard field goal for Cairo Santos, and he nailed it. Bears win. Okay, the Giants game. The Giants were up 2 touchdowns with 6 minutes left. Jackson Dart gets obliterated, and Russell Wilson, of all people, comes in. They gave up the lead. The Bears scored because Russell Wilson couldn't move the ball. The Bears got the ball back, and they scored a touchdown. That happened again. The Bears got the ball back, and they scored a touchdown. So, anyway.
Russell Wilson's done.
Oh, yeah, he's done. And then there were a couple of other games. There were 3 or 4 other games where they actually had no business winning. Even that Philly game, that ball that got stripped by the Bear guy, I don't remember his name. Name escapes me. Got stripped by him. He's yanking and yanking and yanking on that. Something's not right with the rule. First of all, the tush push. Once he's done, once he's stopped, whistle should have been blown. Was it Tyreek Stevenson? No, I don't think it was. But anyway, he's literally yanking on that ball, and he finally gets it free. And now they call it a fumble. Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's what the tush push brings. You're exposed because everybody's in front of you. You're the last one, and somebody's pushing you. But if you're off to the side and he grabs that ball out, you can grab a ball out of anybody's grip if you keep pulling and pulling and pulling. Eventually, you're going to wear him down. That's how that fumble occurred. Philly was going into pull the game within 3 points, I believe. I think it was like 21-10 or something like that. Or whatever it was, I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. That's my whole point on that. So the Philly game, but the Philly game, they did look good. They simply beat Philly. So I forget I said that because it really doesn't matter. They really did earn that victory. But if you go back to, I think it was the Raiders game, and then the Washington game, and again, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Last year, you lost the Washington game because of that tipped ball into the end zone. Noah Gray catches it, the tight end, and the Bears lose. This year it was kind of the opposite. I don't remember how it ended, but they won that game that they probably shouldn't have. So that was against,
it's going to be a great game Sunday. It's the 3:25 kickoff game because it did get flexed from the noon original schedule start. And then in 2 weeks, they will be the Sunday night football game
yes, they will.
At Soldier Field. So probably both going to be cold games. So you got to kind of factor in the weather a little bit. I don't know. I haven't heard it or not if there's going to be snow flying tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon. But that's always a possibility in Green Bay in December. So we'll see.
Okay. So if that's the case, then look at 2 factors, the running game and the passing game. Who wins in the running game and the passing game if it's a snowy, blizzardy day? Take away the passing game. So you don't have Caleb Williams running all over the place, on a rollout, on a run option, whatever. That's going to be out of the playbook. They'll get some dinks and dunks, no problem. Green Bay, the same thing. They'll get some dinks and dunks. I believe my money's on Jordan Love over Caleb Williams. It is anyway, because I think he's a better quarterback in a snowstorm. But the snowstorm will negate most of the passes, and you'll go back to the run. If you've got the run game, my money is on Green Bay because you got Josh Jacobs and you've got Emmanuel Wilson, Webster. You got Webster. Hey, that little guy just squirts in and out. Emmanuel Wilson. You've got Chris Brooks, and they just signed somebody else. The name escapes me, but Green Bay's running game far better than Chicago's running game. You haven't heard much about Chicago's running game until last week.
Well, they're looking pretty darn good. So,
no, they are. They are. But they beat a banged up Philadelphia team, a team in disarray as far as I'm concerned, and the holes are just wide open. That won't happen. That won't happen in the Bear game, in the Bear Packer game. That won't happen. The Packers' run defense is very, very good. It's a top 10. It's a top 10 run defense and a top 5 overall defense. So I if there's blizzardy conditions in Green Bay, what is your prediction? I'll give you mine first. Do you want mine first?
I'm so
Mine is
the NFL has just it's been so tough to make predictions this season.
it has been.
Because I would have if I would have put a bet on the Dallas Detroit game Thursday night, I would have taken the under on points and I would have
Yeah.
lost. They went way over. The over under on points was like 53.5. And it was,
It
what
was
was it?
70.
40 something. Yeah, they got
70
us
something. Yeah.
44-30 or something like that. So but that was indoors. This is outside. So I'm still thinking it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think the defenses are going to show up and it's probably going to be something like a total, historic Bears Packers rivalry game where it's 19-17 or something silly like that.
I'm giving the Bears 2 field goals and a touchdown. Touchdown will probably be early first half, maybe even early third quarter, something like
There's
that.
your
So
17.
they're not going to go for 2.
No,
Nope.
there's your
That's 16.
Okay.
That'd be 16 because they wouldn't go for 2. 2 field goals and a touchdown. And then Green Bay, I think, is going to score 26 points. I think they're going to score a couple of touchdowns in the first half. It's probably going to be 14-6 at the half. Green Bay scores another touchdown and then a couple of field goals. 27, 26, 27. I don't know. Maybe they just get a lot of field goals. Maybe I should go to 27-13. Maybe I should. Because I really do believe Green Bay is going to score a couple of touchdowns, 3 touchdowns and a couple of field goals. So I'm going to give them 27. I'll amend it. 27-13 is what I think.
Okay. And
That's
I'll
double digits. Right. It's 2 touchdowns. I just think Green Bay has a better mindset. Ben Johnson's a good coach. He's a great coach. Well, you can't call him a great coach. He's 13 games in, 12 games in.
Coach.
That?
He's becoming a great head coach, and I think he's going to be.
I think he's one of the best. I think any team would be absolutely lucky to have him. He's probably not going anywhere for a few years because he's got a mission. He's got a mission that he couldn't fulfill with Detroit.
Got darn close. So close.
Well, yeah.
And if him and Caleb Williams are truly on the same page and he can coach him up to that point, his ceiling's really, really high. So I think they're going to go places. They might just win the NFC North yet this year. They might win the NFC.
They could, and they could win it next year, and they could win it for 4 or 5 more years. But I will say this. I'm beginning to think, and this sounds like it's a hot take, but it's not. I've thought about this. It appears to me that Caleb Williams might be a tad overrated. He's thrown balls 5 yards over his receiver's head when his receiver's right there waiting for the ball with nobody for 5 yards, and he's throwing them over his head. I think he's a tad bit overrated. You know who doesn't do that? Jordan Love. He rarely overthrows.
Jordan rarely just drop the ball. That's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a couple of fumbles.
Dropping too much. So.
Oh, yeah, his receivers. Well, here's the other thing. When you adjust his passer rating, when you adjust it to account for balls just thrown out of the end zone, out of the back of the end zone, sidelines, whatever, or dropped balls. Packers led the league in drop balls last year. You take away, I think they had 17 drop balls. You take away half of those. Take away 9 of those, or even 8 of those. And some of those become touchdowns. Some of those become first downs. Some of those, drive extenders. Green Bay doesn't end up 11-6. They end up possibly 13-4 and challenging for they'd still be the second wild card because Minnesota would have been the first. Then they wouldn't have played Philly first game though. They wouldn't have. Anyway, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Those are all could have beens, and we don't deal with those. It's hypothetical. It is what it is. But this year they've cleaned up 19-13. All right.
I'm going to go with 19-13. I'm going to say Green Bay misses an extra point and also misses at least one field goal. Otherwise, this would be 23. So I'm going 1913 Green Bay. That's going to be my.
All
I'm
right. All right. Hold on. As long as you're doing that,
gonna-
27,
and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's more
13.
scoring than that, and it's more of a fun of game than that. But that's.
Well, I only want more scoring if it's on the Packers side.
Mhm.
What is that? You got it?
27-13.
That way you can make that. You can make if it comes out, you can make that the. Let's do this. Whoever nails the score, gets a point on our thing. How's that sound?
There we go. There we go.
Come on, 27-13. 27 has some serious symmetry this year.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
But we've had 8 wins. I think 6 of them have been 27 points.
I know 3 of them have. I'm not sure about that many, but I know 3 of them have. I'm getting a. By the way, I
Maybe
wanted
5.
to let you know. Remember when we had our new friend Susan on from the Special Olympics earlier this year?
Yes.
She's going to be in Rockford this week, actually, on December 11th at Rock Church. They're playing basketball at Rock Church in their gymnasium there, and she's going to be in 2 games at 5:30 and 6:30. So if you want to cheer on some Special Olympians at Rock Church on the 11th, which I believe is Thursday night. Let me double check. Yeah, Thursday night, December 11th at Rock Church. They've got at least two games, at least 2. There might be a lot more, but the games she's going to be in are on Thursday night at 5:30 and 6:30 at Rock Church. So best of luck to Susan and her teammates.
Yes.
All right. So any final thoughts before we, I want you to stay on camera after the show today. Okay. I want to check something if we can.
Okay. Sounds good.
Got that. And thanks again. Also, of course, to Holly DePuy for joining us from Lifescape Community Services, the volunteer director there. Want to give a quick shout out to Justin Will. There's 2 things I do want to do before we wrap up today, Tom. 2 things I want to do before we wrap up today. Where did this go? There it goes. Let's switch the screen. Our new buddy, Justin Willems from JW Innovative Coaching. He's one of our sponsors for our Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest. He wrote one of the most amazing things for us on LinkedIn. I think I might have shared the link with you. But in case you didn't see it, you need to see this. And there it is right here. All right, I'm going to put this on the screen. Okay, this is some self-promotion, but not self-promotion because Justin wrote it. I didn't write this. This is on LinkedIn, and I was totally unsolicited. And this was for Giving Tuesday. Justin said, "This year I want to shine a light on someone who's doing meaningful work right here in our community. If you're in the 815, you probably already know Greg Saunders, driving force behind In Crowd 815, a networking group built on community, connection, and supporting the local not-for-profits that serve our region every day. No membership fees, no restrictions, no exclusivity, just an open door for anyone who wants to grow and give back." Totally hit the nail on the head, Tom.
That is very nice. That is very nice.
You went on to write a bunch more things, but thank you for that, Justin. And I did remind him, and though I put a comment on this post, just remind them that In Crowd 815 is not a not-for-profit. Okay, we support not-for-profits. That's our main focus, obviously. But In Crowd 815 itself is not a not-for-profit. So before even thinking about donating to us, donate to your other favorite not-for-profit, please. Whatever is a legitimate not-for-profit. If you want to help us, we will gladly accept the help. We have a Patreon. In fact, up in the corner of the screen, there's a QR code, and I often leave that up there during most of the show. And you can support us through Patreon with that. A few bucks a month really helpful to help us pay for our stream and other things that we do here within Crowd 815. So if you want to do that, thank you so much for doing that. But it's not tax deductible. We are not a not-for-profit. So you're not getting a tax break from that. So you'll always hear me say, please support your closest to your heart local not-for-profit first before doing anything for us. And then the other thing I wanted to share today too is what I shared at the beginning of the at the beginning of the show today. You might have saw it if you were paying attention, but if you didn't, I'm going to play it again. And this is as much for Tom as it is for those watching today, as a little bit of an encouragement. Spotify for Creators did their Wrapped for our show this year. 2025 was quite a year for the In Crowd 815 podcast. A little proof that hard work pays off. Total audience is up 100% from last year. 100% more audience from last year. Total new audience, 999% increase in new audience from last year. And our total followers are up 62% from last year as well. It's been a great year for the podcast.
Yeah, it has.
Increase in total listening time. The actual time spent listening to our show is up 72%. And then we get into some other fun stuff here. This year, one episode rose above the rest. You might remember us talking to the guy from the State Line Golf Association, the Disc Golf Association. That show is played 198% more than the average episode was played of all of our Spotify uploads. So that was pretty cool to see. And shout out to Josh Garcia and his folks there at the SDGA, because they all probably must have tuned in to check it out.
Yeah.
There's more. Wait, there's more. Let's talk video. Spoiler alert, your fans couldn't look away. Your show is in the top 20% of videos on Spotify and was watched 86% more this year than last year. Big year for the show. This doesn't really matter, but 7 countries reached. That's fun to look at, but it doesn't really matter. The United States is really the only thing that matters here in the 815. But apparently we got in Lithuania and the Philippines, Tom.
Yeah.
In Costa Rica. I want to visit Costa Rica. So, hey, top fans. We are a top 10 show for 81 of our fans on Spotify. And we're a top 5 show for 67 of those fans. And how many fans call us their number 1 show? 39 people right here in the 815, I'm assuming.
One of them is Lynn, I guarantee.
One of them is Lynn, who got her Lucha Cantina gift card this week. Congratulations, Lynn. Thanks you so much for listening and sharing.
Oh, she's so awesome. She supports everything we do. That is just so wonderful.
Top fans streamed 1.5 times more than everyone else. They binged 2 or more episodes in one day. 5% of them watched 2 or more episodes in one day. 10% hit play within 24 hours of a new episode dropping here on Spotify. Fans have taste. They listen to Morgan Wallen and Taylor Swift more than that's who else they listen to for music. Here's the audiobooks apparently they've listened to. They like the Rogan, the JRE, Pardon My Take, Crime Junkie, Armchair Expert, and Painkiller already. I'm not familiar with that podcast. I don't know. All right, we might want to frame this. Says 2025 Rising Star. This year, your show's growth outpaced 80% of other shows, and fans listened to us for longer than 76% of other shows. We received more shares than 95% of other shows. And we thank you all for doing that for the In Crowd 815 podcast. What a fun year it's been. And it's so cool to be able to see some of the results of what's happening kind of behind the scenes. Because when you watch, it's like when you listen to the radio. When you watch a podcast or you listen to us, it's a personal thing, right? You feel like you're having a conversation with me and Tom, and it's one-on-one and not a group thing, but there is a group involved. There is a lot of people. And if you're one of them, we thank you for the likes and the shares and the 5-star reviews and all that stuff. It really does.
Well, it's almost like the 6 degrees of separation. You could do the 6 degrees of 815 and
true. My head's getting hot.
Lost my train of thought. You could do the 6 degrees of 815 because somebody somewhere has heard of us through. Oh yeah, my cousin was telling me about you guys, or this or that. So someone, somewhere, somehow, someone knows.
It's catching on, and a lot of that is it's all because of the people that are listening and sharing and liking and all that stuff. So one more quick shout out before we go today, and that would be to Pauline Zukowski, WLM Associates Painting, who hosted our Christmas party this last Thursday night at the Ross Pearson VFW. Thanks to the Ross Pearson VFW for hosting that as well. It is a wonderful place. Great food from Sassy Mac Boys. Your nephew was our DJ, Tom. I didn't know.
Yes, he was.
Jim Thomas was your nephew until we chatted on Thursday night together. And he goes, oh, maybe you might know my uncle.
Wednesday night.
Oh, that's right. Wednesday night. Wednesday night goes, you might know my uncle. And I'm like, who's your uncle? Oh, Tom Warner. Like, Tom's our co-host on the podcast.
Yeah. And I just spent 3 hours with him on the previous Sunday watching the Packer. It was the week before, wasn't it?
Well, you and I were at Ron's place that week before. Right?
Ron's place. Yeah. Which game did we see? The Minnesota game?
You must have watched the Minnesota game with him then.
That's right. It was a Minnesota game 2 weeks ago. Then.
So the Ross Pearson VFW hosted. Pauline Zukowski put it on. We raised over $2,000 for Veterans Smile, and they are very, very thankful for the help and support that Nancy Clark spoke and Patty spoke from Veteran Smile, and they really shared their passion for why they do what they do. And they had all these pictures of veterans that they helped get dental care that they otherwise couldn't afford. And the lives changed by that organization is really something special. The dozens and dozens of people that they've helped get their lives back. I mean, there's more than one time when they've talked with veterans who are on the brink of suicide. Their lives were just going nowhere. And part of the reason, it wasn't all the reason, but part of the reason was just their dental needs were too expensive for them to handle. And you get a smile back, and then you can feel more confident about yourself. They get some of their confidence back when they get their smile back. They start dating again. They start getting better jobs and stuff. And she goes, this guy got his new truck, got a new girlfriend, got a new job after he got his new smile. And it just changed his life for the better. So
that sounds like a country song.
That does. Veteran Smile. Check them out. Next week on the show, we've got a double booking next week, my buddy. We got the curator for Memorial Hall, Mike Fredrickson. He is an 815 cool guy. He's got some really neat stories to tell. So we'll chat with Mike Fredrickson next week. And the GABA A Alliance CEO, I believe she's the founder. I know she's the CEO, Miranda Cox. We heard her speak at the Mass Karaoke Trivia Contest because they were one of the teams being played for by Waldom Electronics at the event. She's going to be coming on next week as well to talk about what the GABA A Alliance is, why they exist, and who they serve. And I'm looking forward to learning more about her and her daughter's condition and what they're doing to try to help raise money for studies to help those afflicted with the same disease that her daughter has. So that is everything, my buddy. Can you hang out for a few more minutes after we wrap up?
I certainly can. Absolutely.
All right, friends. Remember, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast next week. Bye, everybody.
Go Packers.
Go Pack. Go.
815 in crowd. 815 in crowd.